So we can look at the president's speech at the United Nations General Assembly, and of course the 80th session of that we happened midweek last week, and of course the president we talk plenty thing. I mean, stated some of imperations them as the chairperson of the ECOWAS, and of course a lot of things domestically as well. We therefore look at Sierra Leone for being an example, I mean, to the world at large with some of the things that we achieve as a president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. So there's so much to discuss in the program this morning, and of course, we'll therefore be joined in the studio by Dr. Alpha Kanu, and of course we another spokesperson for the presidential spokesperson. We're going to be part of the conversation. For me, we could go in details that about the president in address where you make midweek last week. That has to do with the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly. And as I see, plenty of things. Some of them we'll get a conversation about that. We don't see exactly within the presidency. So the spokesperson will therefore come and make we talk about how realistic, I mean, them addressing the other address they will be, and whether it has some amount of how Salon people can relate to that particular address the presidents be making. So we still expect Alpha Khan now we studio for discuss about the president's speech, we make at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly. So joining me in the studio now for make we start off the conversation, Reginald Brian Ojukutusaya. Reginald, good morning and welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Pleasant good morning, Ivan, Julius Lee, and good morning to the fantastic listeners, and also good morning to the viewers of the Epic Morning Show. It's a pleasure always for the the media, the radio, Monday morning, for coming to talk to Sierra Leone.
I know at some point the weekend no be sweet. Manchester United defeats you by 3-1, but holistically, how the weekend will look like?
For me, I think it was very good. Unfortunately, I know at Manchester game. So we actually do a short course where we graduate on Saturday.
All right, congratulations.
Yes, in of course sport ethics, administration and management from the Human Kinetics and Sport Department in Afrabe College, University of Salon. So we've been getting graduation there and run out until the time where the game play. So I don't even they watch or follow up the game. But I mean, what team they play, we lost game, very much trending. And for me, it's like the new normal now. I know say difficult to win 2 games in a row. So I was not that much downcasted because I know say we used for the lost game now this BNTM. But we'll bounce back.
So with the look at the president in speech, where he make not United Nations General Assembly, and of course I think probably to be specific Wednesday, and the presidency plenty things. I mean, some of them things and a lot of questions, plenty questions don't be asked. I mean, why the president talk about X, Y, Z, but general assessments. I mean, with how you go assess the presidential in the presidential address.
Thank you so much. I think the president talked for almost an hour, about 54 or so minutes. Now he addressed the General Assembly for, even though the not all the president they take their seats at that time when the president be the address. Some people may be out of the hall, but I think the speech from the president is it's more in terms of the academical aspect of him. I think it was well academical and all. Yes, everything was in place. The grammars, every single thing, like I say, was in place. So again, in context now, if we start to analyze this, the various things that the president talk about, from global issues, the trending global issues, the war in, the Gaza-Israel fight which is going on, and other things as well. That is the global, because that is what a lot of the other people and the other president then say for join global conversation, and the president we say himself make some statement. Also talk as the president, as the chairman of the authorities of ECOWAS, head of state, and also as the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. And then fast forward, so for me, I classify the president in speech into 3 different aspects. One, the president talk about international or global issues that they happen, where I don't make highlights of the war in Gaza and other things. And also, he come to ECOWAS, he talk about some visits that we don't make now, neighboring countries we now ECOWAS members as the chairperson for ECOWAS, and also nationally He talk about, for example, climate change, feed salon, etc., etc. So these were the three parts of the president in speech, which we go break down as we go. But I think the speech was, in terms of, like I say, it was a very academical speech put together by His Excellency, and I think he delivered very, very well. But analyzing the speech, maybe we'll come to that one later.
All right, so plenty salon people there. The only thing say the speech was okay. I mean, top notch, 100%.
In terms of paper,
Well, I don't know whether in terms of paper, but in terms of representation, you feel like the president represents salon, or that of as the chairman of the ECOWAS heads of state?
Well, when you say if I feel like in terms of if the president,
I'm just asking.
Yes,
in terms of representation.
In my opinion, you mean on the speech way again?
On the speech, yes.
Yes, I think he did well. He did well. The fact that
able for balanced representation,
exactly.
Both as chairman of the ECOWAS and that of the president of the Republic
and
of Sweden.
and also there is this, I think, is it G7 or so, eminent, you know, so the president was also appointed as an eminent person to the G7
plus,
and these are all, yes, G7 plus, these are all global positions. So in terms of, in fact, recognition in the global stage, the president will enjoy them. A few years back, he was the chairperson for the Security Council, the UN Security Council. That was last year, and occupying that seat now as an eminent person, ECOWAS head of state, and also gets African Union. There's a position there as well for the president. I think he tried in his own capacity for represent the country admirably. The fact
balance
that,
and well,
yes, the fact that the president no undergo challenges away fellow president or head of state undergo. For example, the president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, encountered a lot of challenges. No more challenges. One, he talk about an elevator way, the hot param. He talk about the mic way, the shutdown way. Be the talk, be the go out. For the president, we not see no complaint, no come from. So I think that was a plus to his cap and all. But again, in terms of representing Sierra Leone, in terms of the message, contracting those messages back to waiting they happen home here, then you begin to get a question as to whether what the president is saying is what is the reality happening in ground. That is the whole question for another day. And what I mean, like, for match the reality on the ground now, and also waiting me then at the president in speech. I think we'll come to that one. But I think, yes, he tried. He tried his best to represent us. After the address, we see come back now, though, talk to the Sierra Leoneans and the diaspora with a megaphone. Even though a large, we see some of them there again, maybe they protest for a lot of other things that we then feel say no, they go right under the administration of President Bio as the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. But I think he did his best to represent Sierra Leone. I mean, in that stage, and in that global stage, and he be able to go through his speech, stop at any given point until he finished. And then he was applauded by the few people within the hall. And
so for you, that was a fair representation, to put it.
In terms of the speech, delivering the speech, yes, but in terms of what is on the speech, then I think we'll have a conversation on that one.
All right, so I mean, let's have a peek. I mean, the president talk about education, we talk about human capital development. I mean, in that speech, I can always say this in speech, people, when you listen to when politician in the talk, not necessarily minister they talk about president now, but when you listen to when we politician in the talk, I mean, outside the country, we will feel like Salone, we are living in heaven. I mean, like, things seems to be beautiful, things fine, and you talk about not actually resonate with the reality on ground. So let's have a peek about and to be honest, I don't think there was this specific figure that the president say, okay, the human capital development, for example, that has to do with free quality education, we plan from X to Y, and probably now I can speak boldly, say this thousand or this millions of people that benefits from X. So it was just, I don't know the exact adjective for use for describe it in IE presenter party, it was just like passing through.
Yeah, I mean, that has been the problem. Sometimes when we president them, well, locally as well, where they talk on certain issue that you expect for later and give detail analysis or data for proof or ascertain. So, okay, well, this have been there at this percent, you don't count to this percent, I move from this percent to this percent. Well, a lot of them think that this is the United Nations General Assembly, and more president in the world can always seize the opportunity for talk about burning issues and way they affect their country, and we then go want the United Nations for step in and see how they can help. That is more or less why they can give president every representative, because sometimes some president they will not can choose for attend. Some man they send in permanent prime minister or so, or senior government official for represent them for reason best known to them. But again, resonating some of the statements from the president, backed with figure and data, yes, I think some of those parts will be a little bit absent from the president in speech and all, particularly when it talk about things that are happening in ground here in Sierra Leone. You are expecting for get a data for proof or ascertain as to witness some of the parameters that the president used for arrive at such decision. Like you say again, sometimes when we hear some of those speeches as a Sierra Leonean, you feel like, no, there is no problem here in Sierra Leone. I mean, every single thing is going on smoothly based on what the president can normally say or any address. When you look at the thing, and because even the challenges will not be enough, very few challenges and a lot of other things, and there are things that are going on. And I think Senado can normally miss the point, because when you get that platform there, now an opportunity for make you actually go and say certain things the way you know, say they burn, where they affect your country, and where you need the intervention. I think largely those parts we are missing from the presidency. I'm not saying here that talk about challenges that they go through. Of course, challenges are bound for happen and all the country gets unique challenges where they go through. But I think the president did not dwell more on the challenges them, but rather than successes, which is his own opinion for, I guess, I mean, in that way, I do and all. But looking at the things them we say, look at the speech, he talk about, for example, there was some point where he talk about climate change and all. And when you come in ground here, so there is a lot of challenges there when they go through climate change. Look at, for example, up to now, this Takogama sanctuary is closed due to massive encroachment and all degradation. You go to the national park, people and the cut trees them where they're not supposed to cut. Climate change is at its peak now in terms of how it affects we. But some of those things we are not said. I mean, in those speeches, I make her tell you say in contracts for contradict some of the things that way they say. You come back in. I'm not saying for the global conversation. Besides we talk about, for example, the war in Israel and that of Gaza for council ceasefire. That is his own opinion. Every president, for example, when the Kenyan president talk, in fact, you see how a part of the fact that they talk say United Nations one for the United Nations no go say then a United Nations and the silent 54 member countries there. But you also talk about things that we Kenyan they go through with Kenyans and they struggle with. So I was expecting more of that from the president, but I think, like I say, some of those messages were not in the speech. They were not more dealt with in the speech. They've been just like passing through a statement or sweeping statement that I would say and all. But I think going forward, because more assembly, more international conversation and go get for cabin, maybe the president go say I will able for bring some of the real natural challenges that they go through, try for say them out, and then maybe we never can tell that which help can come out from those conversations.
The highlights was when the president will say, I mean, in that speech, ceasefire in Gaza, ceasefire in XYZ, but I mean, the president, they even talk about, I mean, Guineans with the encroach the premises of Sierra Leone in Yenga. I mean, whether for stop for, I mean, push their way or for force their way through in Yenga, and that was disappointment for plenty Salon people. I mean, they were expecting before now, they expect the president as chairperson first for to address that issue there. I think should have been a first priority, to put it that way. I mean, you don't spend from July or June to now, it's about 3 to 4 months. Nothing seems to be done. Go on the international stage, not even talk about that there as well.
Yeah, for me, I think that was a will I say calculation, or I think we miss them from that mismatch. I think that's what yes, I think we miss them from that point there. The fact that the president, because a lot of dialogue don't go on. ECOWAS aware about, before even presidents BO coming into power or coming as chairperson of ECOWAS, he be aware about the problem about Sierra Leone and Yenga. Yeah. Now, he don't assume the position again as chairperson of the authority of head of state for ECOWAS. The problem is still there. There have been series of negotiation. ECOWAS don't send a lot of fact-finding mission for go to the scene and go talk on that particular matter. But the fact that we've not heard from the president at that particular given platform and say something on him, I think for me, it was a meeting. The president, if I don't bring him to the attention of the General Assembly that this now area the way we serve as a country don't go through a lot of negotiation, a lot of dialogue, and we feel like we want the United Nations for be aware about time, but it was not stated there. Maybe he has his own reason as to why, mention anything about Yenga and all, but largely, maybe when you get the platform later, these are some of the things that he will say going forward.
Thank you very much, General Brian Ojukusosoya. And of course, we don't be joined in the studios by the presidential spokesperson, Halaji Alpha Kanu, and we, as I say, now the presidential spokesperson, and of course, there for me, we go in details, for me go deep into the conversation that we, the president, we make midweek last week that the United Nations General Assembly, and of course we don't be joined in the studio by Alpha Khan. Alpha Khan, good morning and welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Nice having you this morning on a Monday morning.
Thank you. Well, it looks like a very good morning the way it started. No rain, no heat. That's just pleasant.
I actually refuse to ask you your assessment of the president's speech because I know it's a fine speech.
Thank you.
It's a fine speech. Oh, thank you. So now look at some of the things that we the presidency. And one of the things we asked my colleague Gisno, and I think I'll ask you from the government side. In terms of representation, was the president actually be represent both sides as the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone and also as chairperson of ECOWAS? Was it fairly represented?
Completely.
Okay.
His Excellency the President is wearing many hats internationally this time, as well as they wear the hat of the President of Sierra Leone. In the international sphere, I am the chairman of ECOWAS. In the international sphere, just last year, he was the Security Council chairman. This is the follow-up meeting from last year. So we get to talk about the Security Council also and what it has achieved and not achieved over the period. He also now the chairman of the C10, the Committee of 10 Heads of State, to canvass the position of Africa, get a seat or two in the United Nations Security Council. He wear that hat there also. He talked about that last year, and a lot of the countries supported that, including the 5 permanent members, the P5. Now, he's also president of Sierra Leone. So he talked about what we are doing to improve the lives of Sierra Leoneans. He talked about the flagship program on the medium-term development economic plan for out to 2030. And he talked about how climate change is affecting us, our productivity, and how it affects even the production of energy because our rivers dry up. So everybody knows that. And also, he talked about how the United Nations, when it functions, it do well. He used Sierra Leone as a case study during the difficulties that we've been getting in the years between 1991 to 2002 or 2001. 11-year civil war. Now the United Nations come alongside ECOMOG and our friendly neighbors here, Guinea, for can help we for put down that uprising, rebellion, civil war, call it what you may. It was a conflict. We've been very, very bad. But the UN worked very hard. And at the time where the UN came, and they went and placed them peacekeeping and peace enforcement forces in Sierra Leone. And have been the largest contingent anywhere in the world at that time. So it means the UN, when it works, it saves lives, according to him. And when it fails, lives are lost. So use that now as a corollary for refer to which they happen in Yenga, in Gaza at the moment. Use them for which they happen in Ukraine. Use them for which they happen in Sudan. The UN get the ability, should have the ability, because that was why it was set up in 1945, for prevent conflicts of that nature, for prevent the needless life lost by civilians and property destruction. So, but it seems Gaza is on a runaway train. Ukraine also is on a runaway train. Sudan seems to be uncontrollable. That is why I say if the UN doesn't work, people die. We see what happened in South Sudan when the UN worked. Lives are saved. And it continues to keep the monitoring and the oversight there for even prevent further conflict, even though conflict is threatened all the time between the vice president's faction and the president's faction in South Sudan. But the UN is there for act as arbiter. So he's saying that the UN get effect. And the only way for that to happen is that the permanent members for work together. One faction or section, or one country, for work against the others, because nothing will work. The amount of power where the P5 get, you override one group, one country in the P5. That is China, Russia, UK, France, the United States. Then anyone can stop any decision where the UN take in the plenary and the General Assembly. One could just say, no, I don't agree. So call them with his veto powers. So that is what he was talking about. But in terms of delivery, so the president was in his element.
Yes, before we can talk about delivery, let's talk about security. Still there, and it talk about, you made mention, you talk about Gaza, talk about Sudan, and you name it. But plenty saloon people we they expect for the president for talk about locally waiting to happen na saloon that has to do with Yenga, and the president never even talk about Andy.
Really? Well, the president gets sense past we all. Mr. Shefner, I think this little common sense I get is that in life and in every community, including the village level, you get several levels of redress, step by step by step by step. When you get problem with somebody inside the house, the first person you go to are the head of the household. You start with the mama, probably go to the papa when the mama no able. Okay, if it is something that they cannot handle, the next level, now the elders in the village through the headman. You go to the headman. If the headman not able, we now go to the section chief. If the section chief, now we go to the paramount chief. Now let's take it to the national level. When I have a problem with my neighbor, we try and negotiate. If it doesn't work, I go to the magistrate court or local court if you did it. From there, if the magistrate court not able, where do you go? You go to the high court. If the high court not resolve them to your satisfaction, you get the appeal court. After the appeal court, you go to the Supreme Court. So this is the level. Now, in the international level, we get Sierra Leone, my neighbor, with Guinea. When we get to problems now they first come. For can help we. And they stayed here a long time. In fact, that is why they are in Yenga. They come for can help we, and they stayed there. They consider that, say, oh, no, they don't, because they can help for liberate them. That is the only reason. Although the past president there, President Alpha Conde, will give me a chance to appoint you, so yeah. They can diffuse this fallacy where people they talk about president, not talk about Yenga. Why he didn't talk about it? Because it's not the place to do that. We neighbors, we can talk. When, even during his own tenure here, President Bio, when the thing started, he engaged the other leader across And they talked about that, and it was diffused. Somehow, if you don't raise head again, it means maybe the national dialogue between us and our neighbor is not working properly. We get to Ambassador Day, they try. So what did he do? He go to the Mano River Union, the next level, the head man. We go to the head man. The Mano River Union looks at it. He said, this is big for you. So he sent him, then sent him at the ECOWAS, the next level. So he didn't have ECOWAS at the moment. But fortunately or unfortunately, he is the chairman of ECOWAS.
So from that ECOWAS side, we'll get clarity.
No, please, I'm giving you clarity.
Yes,
if you give me a chance,
hold on.
I'll give clarity. No, not hold on. Not do me so, la land. They call me now if you not very from me.
Alpha Khan.
Let me please. No,
we don't give plenty.
Please, first of all, you for wait for me, make a talk. Now you ask me question. If I don't answer, you don't know, step in. So you know I read and talk. What I want to talk is this. The president and the chairman of ECOWAS. The matter then at ECOWAS in hand. He for supposed to deal with it or send them up to another level, maybe the AU. So how you go now at the international level, Supreme Court, he go complain. Where ECOWAS no rule on that matter yet. ECOWAS not even deliberate on that matter yet. Then don't come say, okay, let them can look on site how the place stand. They are waiting for the report to give it to him and his committee when he sit down and the other authorities of heads of state. So this the decision they take, he is the chief.
So this is that Isaiwabwa talk about.
He's the
Alpha
chief.
Khan. Some
Yes.
1 month ago, ECOWAS come to this country for getting on site visits na Yenga, which of course there was actually shady explanation whether Guinean be accept ECOWAS for going to Yenga or not. But here is the thing. We get somebody who I can't really remember the person name. There was this letter from ECOWAS we sent to Sierra Leone, and he said we want for Kanu on a site visit, and that was to Guinea as well. And Salon be accept Guinea. Like I don't know, probably happened yesterday or the before yesterday, but up till now, no reply to that letter. The way ECOWAS be sent to Guinea for say, let we know waiting exactly now the issue. Salon be grants them, but it seems as if Guinea they prove for be stubborn at this time.
That is why you go to ECOWAS. And part of the report that ECOWAS will make is that we write to Guinea, they don't reply to we. That is already something. You made an effort to contact them. You just said, tell to me, say, up till now we are talking, or yesterday, they reply no kaye to ECOWAS for say, yes, we want for mitigate this. So, the matter is there. It's a live matter at ECOWAS. And who's the chairman of ECOWAS? It's President Bio.
And this matter
I go now, talk now. Supreme Court.
This matter don't take past 20-something years.
So all right. So blame President Tijan Kabar. Blame President Anes Bai Koroma. Blame President Bio. So now he's there. Now soldier. He don't negotiate peace before. He knows what it means to have a conflict. He knows say conflicts are better resolved at the negotiating table than in the battlefield. You know, say diplomacy works better most times than actually going into blows. And he has also led the diplomatic effort for the finish we own war, Nayasu. When it was at his worst, at his fiercest, that attended him as leader at the time, president of Sierra Leone at that time. Now he go to Bush, he go bring the rebel leader, Ibrahim Kam. So he has all these skills waiting for use. So when I get a chance, make it use his skills for see how it can be done. But don't tell him. Say, take this matter to the Supreme Court, in this case the UNGA, United Nations General Assembly. When you are, actually it's on your table as chairman of the ECOWAS Heads of State, of Authority of Heads of State, for you know discuss this, and they will ask him, what have you done?
And
what have you done?
And which of course, again, less than 1 year for achieve that, because as chairman of ECOWAS, now 1 year period.
If he doesn't, that doesn't mean the matter will die at ECOWAS. The next chairman will take it over. He not did it because he is chairman. If you don't send that matter to ECOWAS before he was made chairman. If you don't did it, where President Tinubu was chairman. And that is the situation. So now he is chairman. It will continue. It's a work in progress. Now, you know, if you remember well, Cameroon and Nigeria being get a problem with the Bakassi Peninsula. That lasted for decades. At the end of the day, during the last term of President Obasanjo, the matter was taken not even to the UN, it was taken to the ICJ, International Court of Justice, because that is the, what you call the House of Lords, if you want, the Privy Council after the Supreme Court. So they went there. It failed at the UNGA, they couldn't solve it. So they go to Privy Council. When the Privy Council ruled, and they ruled against Nigeria, even though the Bakassi Peninsula being occupied by Nigerians, born there, living there, and all that, he get Boku oil and all that, President Obasanjo said, for peace, we accept. He stepped down. So he avoided conflict with the neighbors. At that time, Cameroon did not amass forces along the border.
We at the Cameroon, you can't even say President Biya at some point, we're spinning to 3 decades now. So if Obasanjo stepped down, should we see similar things?
We have not come to the decision yet. I told you that the matter went to all levels. Not so? Cameroon was not a member of the ECOWAS, but it was a member of the African Union. It go there. From the African Union, it go to the UN. Now the UN did not resolve. So it go to the ICJ, International Court of Justice. They follow all the rules. At the end of the day, when the final decision come, that final decision day, Nigeria abide by them for peace in the region, for peace in the continent. Because Cameroon and Nigeria, how much can you choose between them? Sierra Leone and Guinea, how much can you choose between them? This is a piece of land which they are arguing is theirs. We know it is ours. They are sitting there now. They are scratching, pouring their fingers and all that. They want us to make the wrong move. We will not. We will not. We are diplomatic. We get sense now. We get a leader. We understand diplomacy works.
So let's try to round up the Yenga issue. And before we go to, so from waiting, you they say now, the situation of Yenga not reach the stage for make it go to the UN General Assembly.
At all. You know, exhaust your domestic levels of interest.
Thank you.
You for exhaust those. Especially when you are the chairman. Which you will be letting laugh at.
Thank you. Let's talk about free quality education. The president make mention of that. And of course, well, for me, waiting Salon people and self would expect. I mean, that was a fine speech, Alpha Khan. And it shows that Sierra Leoneans are living in surrounds of beauty or a beautiful moment in the country. I mean, but let's talk about the free quality education. When the president talked about the free quality education and other achievements there as well. With the recent challenge them, what they get so far. I know you won't tell me say challenges 10 days, but 7 years down the line, the free quality education, and we face plenty challenge them, Alpha Khan. And the president, international stage, you need to talk about those challenges. I mean, whether, well, some people will say they go on that platform, they for go ask for help or not. But the president seems for me, it's a major success for him.
Definitely a major success for us. Before you talk about the success and the impact of the free quality education, let's begin with Usai. If you don't know Usai, you know Usai.
But we expect that particular statement. I mean, the president for Usai
I am coming.
Usai
I want to let you understand, say the free quality education is a success. While for let people understand, say the free quality education is a success. In the past, people they pay school fees for let picking and go school. President Bill removed that. I'm a victim. When I say victim, I will boku na family. Now only a few of us able to go to school because of the quality, the type of situation we've been there. We get for pay school fees. So some they get for withdraw and go na farm. I give them lots of examples whenever I can. I say the time we they go school. For a paltry 84 cents, 8 shillings and 4 pence, to pay school fees, people left school. If I give you a classic example of somebody you know, Professor Christopher Lynch, one of the best gynecologists in England today. Now he discover and develop the keyhole surgery technique, for which he's revered in the whole world. Now, the doctor in France, at the time when we President Dr. Shaka Stevens been get a heart attack, when he go there, they don't pass him off, say he don't pass. And they call this young doctor. And then nobody knows it's Sierra Leone. Now he go revive Dr. Shaka Stevens in France. That is something, a record he left there. And then, this man, you know his story? He go grammar school. He go take Form 5. In Papa, now being pastor, now the CMS, the Church Missionary Society, who they call SLC, now Sierra Leone Church. But when he don't sit in O levels, just for make you go from 6, attending and they pay, now any part get heart attack, he died. But he died while he was shooting up the hills, the mountains there, pheasants, then boarded them, with the bank manager of Barclays. They were friends. So the bank manager saw what happened. Unfortunately, because the pardon is no longer in the church will be give Professor Lynch the scholarship. Withdraw the scholarship. You're not able to do Form 6. But school fees you get for left. Then this bank manager said, well, can't sit down, can't work as a teller in a bank, make a train you. Now banky day, the battle in life, you get the opportunity to save enough. Attend the England, you just jump inside ship, you go, you don't need to. Passport safe, you know we need. Because we were then part of the British Crown. The head of state then was UK, was the Queen then at the time. So we go England. So, and they can please. That day you go land now. You go excel with this in God-given talents. He became the best, one of the best lawyers in the Harley Street. He's still there. So, if that bank manager not been there for getting that opportunity, this man in talent before London. Now President Bio is saying, and they can give opportunity to everybody in Sierra Leone. We're able to learn, let him Pekin learn. And now, from age 3, every single Pekin in Sierra Leone get obliged for letting people listen and go to school. If they don't, it's a crime against the state. Right. So now we have over 3 million young learners in the state. And of course, because we set that for equality education, and it worked so well, in 2022, we had 122,000 young people we pass was for go university. And these young people here, because of that, you know, say, Chairman, Secretary General Antonio Guterres, he formed an education committee of the UN, and they make President Bio the co-chair for that. So it is recognized that we are doing well. You understand? Rome was not built in a day. We are doing so well that we are recognized. So the point that even the Minister of Education at that time, David Senge, they nominated and elected him as the best teacher, as the best minister in the whole world. Because of that. So if these things are being, these accolades are coming into the country, please don't drag it in the mud.
So
let us be happy about that.
So we are going to
clean it.
We are going to talk about that. But what we do, make we listen to the president's address, where you make the United Nations General Assembly, and after which we will continue with the discussion. Stay tuned.
As a nation, Sierra Leone does its part and contributes troops to peacekeeping missions. We serve as elected Security Council member and offer our experience in peace building to the world. Sierra Leone's story is proof that multilateral solidarity works when it is grounded in trust, mutual respect, and genuine investment in national ownership. In Sierra Leone, our medium-term national development aligned with the SDGs and the African Union's Agenda 2063. We are transforming our agricultural sector to ensure food security. We are investing in a digital economy that fosters inclusion and innovation. We are deepening investment in human capital development through free quality education and in healthcare, particularly maternal and child health. We are expanding renewable energy to support industrialization and climate resilience. Climate change is an existential threat to Sierra Leone. Our greenhouse gas emissions are negligible, yet our people and our wide coast bears the cost through erosion, flooding, and pressure on food systems and fisheries. We have mainstreamed climate adaptation and strengthened disaster preparedness. In fulfillment of the commitment made at the 3rd United Nations Oceans Conference, Sierra Leone has ratified the Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction Treaty. BBNG. As the 60th state to deposit its instrument of ratification, Sierra Leone is proud of the collective endeavor to trigger the entry into force of the BBNG Treaty, a historic milestone for multilateralism and the collective stewardship of our ocean commons. We urge all countries to do the same, so the high seas and areas are governed by common good. Climate justice is not charity. It is a legal and moral responsibility. If the poorest are left to pay the highest climate price, there is no justice. Developed nations must honor their commitments. $100 billion per year in climate finance, technology transfer, and capacity building. We welcome the International Court of Justice advisory opinion on climate change, affirming states' obligation to prevent environmental harm and to protect future generations. In that spirit, Sierra Leone is proud to present the candidature of Professor Dr. Charles Cherno Jallo to the International Court of Justice, a distinguished jurist and tireless advocate for the rule of law. I have placed emphasis on advancing and safeguarding democratic governance with a strong commitment to upholding constitutional order and reflecting the people's will, countering terrorism and strengthening our regional security architecture, including operationalizing the ECOWAS standby force and implementing counterterrorism strategies, enhancing economic integration by promoting trade, liberalization, developing cross-border infrastructure, and advancing towards a common ECOWAS currency.
Thank you to the team for put the material there together. I mean, Alpha Khan, we talk about the free quality education. I mean, when you go deep down, you want to say 10,000 units for, I think, nursery picking and 20, but holistically, I think they are around 50,000 or 60,000 units generally. And you may want to agree with me that at the present day alone, people capable to afford that money there. There's so much concern within the free quality education. Recently, we talk about the strike of teachers, we talk about subsidies. I mean, the challenges are there. Things no seems to be sweet. You want for it, like probably it's a past, but 7 years, 3 years from President Julius Marabio in term done in office. There are challenges, Alpha Khan.
I just don't give you the reasons why you and me for celebrate this policy direction of the president for bringing free quality education. For now, at least everybody has the opportunity to go to school. How you can go to school now is up to you. So all that extras way they talk about, most of it now people get for do that one day. Within government they pay subsidies and all that. Now they make 3 million picking and then at school today.
Well, not something much. That's what I'm saying.
But if it is not much, what is doing it? Maybe 100 leons will not be much. Maybe 200,000 will not be much. Never everything is enough. But you start by using what you have, and that is what government is doing with 22% of the budget of the country going into education, and nothing said anybody. But you talk about the teacher strike. The teacher strike is not about school fees. It's about allocation of subsidies, and that allocation of subsidies is a perennial problem. Every MDA has that issue. The Ministry of Education has that. The Ministry of Health has that. Even State House has that. Many times, because of the revenue generation and the revenue fundraising in the country, it takes a long time before we get enough money to pay subsidies. Listen, how much money?
Last year was also 3.4 billion be allocated to education.
Sorry?
3.4 billion be allocated to education.
Of new leons?
Yes.
Thank you. Read there. 3.4 billion new leons. So that means 3.4 trillion old leons. That's a lot of money, isn't it? So what's the problem? You have 3 million children in school. Bo, celebrate that. Celebrate it. Me in my own village, where my mother comes from, Namabunkani. In the past, they go there picking and then I host Santem. But now if I go Mabunkani, every single child, they're at school. Even if they have to walk a mile away from the village. But school they for go to. And nobody knows they ask them for school fees. You come as you are. And then they learn. And every village has that. So at least that is a start. They say it takes a lot of energy for get a train moving to get started, for push the train or truck, for push up. A lot of energy. But once you don't push up, if now one hand safe now, you can continue for push up for go because you don't overcome the inertia. The overcoming what they do now, the inertia, the initial inertia, because we're starting from zero. We're starting from zero. So we're doing everything possible for bring all the elements together, look at which algorithms work for us, for let this thing be. But most importantly, we have started. We don't get start, even in a computer program. Where they make a computer program, there's a slot called start. This is where you start. Now they all the resistance there. Now they all the impediments there. Now they all the impedance there. Now they the try. When you overcome those, then you flow through.
Alpha, can I be talk to somebody yesterday? We talk about the president in speech, address. And one thing where the person bring back to me memory, and it was like the president talked about security, counter-terrorism, you name it, so much more. And that was beautiful. But internally, we are still struggling. There is a drug law in the country that has to do with Umar Sharif, or whether just like Lakers, as the case may be. This don't be over close to 1 year now. We don't even know the status or the situation of Umar Sharif or that of just like Lakers. But the president is saying, is presenting beautiful statements about Sierra Leone.
Internal security can only be assessed by what the international indicators tell us. I sit on here today. I'm not worried that somebody is going to shoot me down or jog me back while they work out.
Bulgaria, world most wanted drugs man in the country.
I don't finish it.
Okay.
You don't ask your questions, please.
Right.
Don't jump before me.
Go ahead.
I used to be a teacher, Otherwise, I go don't make it in up for say, yes, you am. All right? So, this internal security, the world don't tell we say, inside Manor River Union today, and that includes the Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. We are number one for the most peaceful. That is already an accolade. Put on number one. Inside ECOWAS, we are the third most peaceful out of 15 countries. That's the second accolade, Makam. Correct. Inside Africa, we are the fifth most peaceful out of 48 or 54 countries, depends on which ones you are counting. Let's say 54. We are the fifth. So 49 other countries, not as peaceful as Sierra Leone is. And Africa is quite peaceful apart from Sudan at the moment. And then they say inside the whole world, nearly 202 countries. Sierra Leone are number 57 in terms of peacefulness and tranquility. That is another accolade we for tick at number 5. Now, for make you understand and well, you always try for compare with others. Guinea, our nearest neighbor, is at number 120. We are 57. Liberia, which is the other neighbor to the south and east of us, is at number 90 or thereabouts. Now, Nigeria, the giant of the country, of the continent, is at number 147, nearly 100 places below Sierra Leone. But let me give yourself accolade. Let us be like the lizard. Wave for them from the mango tree. He's shaking head. Shaking head. He say, if nobody no praise me, let me shake my head. I don't do well. But do ya? This don't show say internal security for now is under control.
So is it the situation of just like Lakers?
That is not security.
Or that of Umar Sharif? I'm asking.
That
is something we Salon people don't worry about?
That is social. No.
Salon people don't worry about?
Don't mix the things. When I ask you something, you ask me about security. I don't answer you security. Now bring about social delivery and social governance. That is the youth. That is the welfare of the youth. Keeping them away from harmful things, including harmful substances. We are doing that. When this Kush business, and that is what you want to refer to, or hard drugs scam issue, Sierra Leone, President Bio set up, with all seriousness, a national emergency, and declared an emergency on drugs, and it is still on. Now we are trying but I think they say this. They
Alpha,
say
I know say you want for control me conversation, but I'm asking.
Nah, but you called me here to control the conversation.
No. What's the situation?
To learn from me.
I'm not learning.
You come for
learn
from me.
The point trying to make, Alpha, can you're here to
why
explain?
Did you call me? If you knew everything, why did you call me?
I'm coming. You didn't have to explain to the people of
That is what I'm doing, but you're not giving me the opportunity for those people up there in the market understand the waiting we do as a government. They step in and disrupt my plan.
I am not. The situation of just like the cars, it's not a concern for Salone people there.
It is of concern. That is why the president set up at the camp. That is why the president set up a committee led by the IG for investigate. They are doing that. You don't trust the police? I do. When they finish, they'll pass their report.
It's about over 9 months now, or close to 9 months.
Fine, it's an investigation. You know how deep it is? Who say your Slidekers, if not your Slidekers, or whoever they say is here? Some call him Omar Sharif, I don't know if it's the same person. Right? If he come to this country, did he fall from the sky? Now for them come up, now Sonsai come out past Kanaya. Now Sonsai come out. How they left Kanaya? Will they not be able to? How they left and say he reached Naya? Will they not be able? Hey. Now we are the recipients. And you want to throw all the muck against us. No. You were allowed, first of all, for left, you jailed, because they say he did a jail. Both he jailed in Holland, he lost, he go jail in Belgium, he lost the back. Inside jail, man. He can't in a poor country. Who say the security situation now only 11,000 policemen they will get. Earlier about 12,000 soldiers and all that kind of thing. And our borders are so porous. You want for blame. We give you a chance. We are doing it. If we're able to get the truth and all that, and can be pinpointed and related to that photograph and name we didn't get in Holland, there is a request for extradition already. It did with the Minister of Justice, Attorney General. So he's working on that. It's a constant touch with the Dutch government. We ask for this. But they are not so jittery about this whole thing as you are, as we are here. Allow our police to do their work. Allow the Attorney General to do work according to international best practices. And that is what he's doing. Don't forget, say, when an allegation is made against you, you also have your own rights that must be respected within the norms of your own human rights and international law. So now that one day, we they follow at the moment. We are a law-abiding country. We're not a gangster country, not that.
So finally, let's talk about inclusion. That has to do with, before we can look at the speech, and let's juxtapose, the speech and that of the reality. But let's talk about the opposition, Alpha Khan. The opposition, sorry.
The opposition?
Yes, so let's talk about this. The president...
Am I from the opposition?
Come again?
Am I from the opposition?
No, let's talk about the situation. Now,
the situation.
Yes, the president now talk about, in the speech as well, talk about how, inclusive it don't be. And, somebody again make me mind go about why the president so travel with the, or either one or two member of the opposition party to that of New York.
You know something? The president traveled with Mohamed Bangura. He's a member of the opposition.
In this particular...
yes, he's there. Okay. He's in the US.
He's a member of the APC.
He's a member of the APC, a member of parliament on the APC. He's there. So he traveled with them. So that your argument, they don't die. Don't kill that.
Mohamed Bangura is a member of the APC.
What party does he belong to? Why is he sitting in parliament? Now only two parties there in parliament, and he's not a member of the SLPP. So if he's in parliament, not only the other party go there from. He is not the clerk of parliament. He is not the speaker. He is sitting on parliament. He is not a director of committees. He is a member of parliament with a seat on the opposition side in the APC. So Mohamed Bangura is there, and he traveled. So that don't kill you, first question. The second one is, you say the president, which in the game play, remind me about what you say. You see
reality, the speech. The speech.
They unbug me, yes.
No, they unbug you. We get a common understanding. How we go for...
Oh, yeah, you say about the inclusion with the opposition. Notice, boy, me, what's it on there? I was APC when the president appointed me.
Dissatisfied APC. You're
Sorry?
not satisfied with the APC?
I was APC. It doesn't matter whether, you know, most people don't dissatisfy right now. They are arguing, they are in court, they are this, they are that, they are APC. That doesn't make them less APC than anybody else. They're fighting for their rights. But me not get money for go court. I don't get for where they call. So, when they call me for go work, and I believe, say, I can still deliver for my people, for the young people like you. Before me term done, we go to say, can't sit down, make you rest. I say, when this man called me, especially at a time when we were ravaged with this corona, and the corona, as they say, it can kill all people, and me not be an old person. So if they call me, say, can't find ways for let stop this thing, let not kill people, especially the old people, which could be you. And I say, you don't kill some of my friends also, very close friends, school friends, you don't kill them. I join. I work with the president. I was in the opposition. I worked with the president when he made me minister for the Northwest in the opposition. And they know that. I sent them letters. I told them that this is happening. Now, I did it. Then one day asked me, say, come out na APC. Nobody did. Nobody did. Now, when I don't see the situation that they are not including me, they come to Port Loko, then they hold meetings, and then they call me, to the point that even sometimes people then go, they hold meeting APC office, big meeting. My wife gets look, please.
As we speak, Alpha, you're not a member of the APC.
I am not. Whether if you wait me, I'll land. Don't land for me.
All right.
I am the pilot here. All right. So we then get a meeting, party meeting, big one in Port Loko. So the chairman of Port Loko district, Suma, he go to my wife. He go buy water. The party get water where they make 2,000 bundles. He can't go to party office. When I come, I'm a member of the party. Then can I return them? Say, no, no, buy Alpha kind water. They took it back. They took it back. And then berate the chairman. Why for buy from me? And I'm a member of the party. I don't do nobody anything. So carrying on 3 years we passed and all that. As he say, there was a time for decision time also in 2023, June, there was going to be an election. Well, I decided. I said, I'm going to side with the SLPP. That was when I declared on the 28th of April, 1 day after independence on 2023. Now I declare, say, I don't join the SLPP because I want to work for Sierra Leone. And that is a platform I can use because President Bio, in manifesto, we put forward the feed salon, the human capital development, infrastructural development, energy, digital literacy, and all that. I said, it's good for me. That is what I would have done if APC did not allow me for let me self-contest as a president for this Sierra Leone. Those were the things I wanted to do for my people. So if somebody did one, and he able to the load, me they not give me the load for tote. All I can do is that if they claim their hill, and for the Fanaram, let it go up. So I decided to help him. Fanam, let the load go up because otherwise I would have to carry that load. So indicate the load for me, and I'm happy for that. So and when he called me, I was in the APC. You know, ask me for that I left APC. That is the problem. No, I don't seem to understand President Bio. You know, they see color. Really, when you get close to him, he does not. The perception.
So aside of you, I mean, who sort of person you would feel like President Bio, I mean, don't work with part of the opposition because these are some of the international recognition where it
no, but if they ask you to come and work, if they ask you to come and work,
these are some of the international
it doesn't matter. If they ask you to come and work, which I know he has, and you have cold feet, you say, I know they work and all that because I didn't at this party and all that. You can't force you. You can take a horse to the river. You can't force them to drink. And I'm not here to name names. But if you ask some people who used to be within the APC and other opposition parties, you'll know that President Bio has tried. And the other person that he worked with, very clear, from the opposition is Kande Koleum Kela. Kande Koleum Kela was the leader of NGC. He brought him in. He said, Kala, work together. Let's form a national grand coalition. And that is what we are doing. President Bio is saying, we will not seem for want for understand, but I know see the day we understand
the same kind of you talk about. So one for God. I mean, they're part of the SLPP as well.
He is not. He had left the SLPP. He had left the SLPP and became a member. Set up his own party, NGC, and contested as a presidential candidate against President Bio. He had his own. So but when you see say,
I believe this is when you see if we see Dr. Kande Yinkala one for the president for the as flag bearer of the SLPP as well.
He's a member of the SLPP now.
So
I can also now declare that I want to run for the SLPP.
So that means logically we are not opposition at some point.
No, at that time we were opposition. But opposition no means say you shouldn't collaborate.
Okay.
You shouldn't cooperate. Yes, and that is the problem in Sierra Leone. Would they put hard borders between these two parties? Would they put hard borders between the southeast and the northwest? And these are not things that our people want. These are not things that our people want. Now we, the creator, we, the politicians, for our own selfishness, what they call the parochial diversion of people's political, for make we feed we own selfish interest. That is what we have to stop. Now I make President Bill say, even this PRO they pan, he get an opportunity. He wants to escalate it to the executive and to the public sector.
So very much, Alpha Khan, and we feel, I mean, you call it, you get plenty of things for discuss in the president's speech. Yes, but you late.
Yesterday night, I was late at AYV,
okay.
and I sleep small. Me na old pabo.
I know. Okay, thank you so very much. We'll open the phone line. Go to first call online already and log online. Hello, good morning.
Hello, yeah, good morning, Regina.
Ivan, sorry.
Regina, as you will go the serving with Alpha Khan, but you know, show leadership now at the studio. You dey allow Alpha Khan, but I can take like Lamrana, we go na studio. If they take leadership, you allow Alpha Khan, no, they allow you follow you. Let you ask her the question, they will fit to see what the people are for you, then go for call for put her right down to you. I fit to say, go for take care of Nancy. I just know like job out now short advice to you.
Thank you very much, Ivan. Sorry. And 079-994-993. I mean, everybody entitled to your opinion and which you think, but it's well noted. 079-994-993. Now the number for be part of the Epic Morning Show. And when you call, so you talk about the presidency address we make to the United Nations General Assembly. Go online. Hello, good morning. Back off for next. Go ahead.
I really understand. We could get people then we not get the country at heart. If you check to His Excellency the President's speech, it shows here Salone will not represent it at all. Because if Salone represented, I believe we talk the burning issues then the thing the way the money win a Salone. Make I tell you about this Yenga issue. This Yenga a future war for Salone between Guinea and Sierra Leone. The late president when Apakaba, not agree let them put anything, any structure na Yenga. Former president not ever allow let them put any structure. This president when they show His Excellency the President, where this junta leader Kana Salone with him troop, where this man return, they don't put the towers them, you don't put towers them at that place. Now His Excellency the President they can compromise. Like give one example. If you papa a left host, a day at the CBD area, you papa left host. Somebody no more from nowhere come, you can take that host there. Then you tell the pikin and say, you brother, they tell them all say, they are not forget about this so now go na makeni, go find another thing for do. Then people and you go feel fine for let them do it so. Imagine what it happen right now na Yenga.
Right.
Wait today, now people and they so we people are waiting na Yenga and that place and they drape them. Then they pull them from that place there. Mr. Alpha Khan sit down at that place there. You know, they talk the future of in Peking and Grand Peking and yet to come.
Thank you so very much. You don't exceed your 1 minute. I mean, we'll talk about President Julius Malabio in UNGA address. And I mean, make we get to know if you take on the address we make sometimes last week. Log online again and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Ivan, good morning.
Commander Chibu, good morning.
Ivan, may God give you Arizona.
Amen.
The first thing is there with the apprentice, because the former government, it didn't be any former apprentice, saying apprentice, but Alpha, where I born no come sana. But Alpha, you know the task on this program here. When I wear ethic radio, we not the journalist, we not get high respect. And when I say in the pilot, no, I disagree. You not to the pilot. The pilot na Ivan. What they show you authority now, he also on radio. But Alva, I want to run this program here. Can our channel? They also Commander Jibo. In order struggle. Let me see the young people that when they die by coups, by drug. But Alva, what did happen with the young people there? They go God make it happen to it there. The drugs and this country are straight to God now only lad, but it don't be drugs. But if the pastor they go to anywhere, you don't see when the young people that are some option. When they die in the name of Cruz, all right, God the judge.
Thank
but
you.
Now, he say when they don't give flag bearer, now APC, now make it cancel APC. Because if they give flag bearer, that time they will not the apprentice, so God don't come.
Thank you so very much,
Right.
Commander Chibo. You exceed you 1 minute. 079-994-993. I mean, we could talk about the president in speech and how realistic the president be. I mean, how we will resonate that speech state to that of our daily lives in Sierra Leone. Logo line again. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Epic Radio.
Good morning. Your name outside the call from, please.
Noah to see.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I just want to make a small correction to me and everyone knowing that Alpha Kanu. This government, they try so hard to free quality education. So when I need them get global recognitions, not that they do so well. Take note.
All right, so I think we lost our caller. 079-994-993. Now the number for be part of the Epic Morning Show. Logo online again and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Ahmed from Gazak.
All right, from Dwaza, go ahead.
Yeah, but concerning this program, it's like the Alpha Khan the pilot show because indeed it tell you say na the pilot and now you forbid the pilot. So like this show, I understand say and waiting I read from Alpha Khan. Now the pilot of the show, you know able Alpha Khan today only enable Alpha Khan. It dominates you today.
Thank you.
And instead say na the pilot, so you get for step up. Alpha Khan bully you too much for this program today.
Thank you. 079-994-993. Now the number for be part of the Epic Morning Show. And when you call, please stick to the point. I mean, critics safe as well. Allow. So logo online. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ivan.
Good morning.
Anamta.
Anamta, go ahead, brother.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I want to tell Mr. Khan plenty thank you. Because this issue, people have been ridiculous. So even some journalists, they already became the panel last week. They were ridicule the president. It better way set and state. Because you know, be ECOWAS chairman, case in Itibu, you unsolved, you took a tango, United Nations. They will laugh you. So then let them laugh for president at the platform. It better we can educate people them. We deliberately fail for understand because of bad politics, my brother. That make I always pray say, if you God be able to pull them China away, it out a Moses, it go better. Because any way people be in power. APC, they pray and succeed. Any way APC in power, SPP, most of they pray and succeed. So let God pull the all common here. Because for the betterment of this country. Because bad politics, you know, the fabrics of this country. If you do good now, so the opposition are bad. So you're unfortunate, my brother. So let God continue for bless you. Ivan, the program, you try. Though Mr. Khan, what you have said, it make it what you call, because we call a camera for let can put things straight. For let people understand. So if you ask them the questions, they give the chance, they digest them well. Because people they don't get argument. They don't say this still are white, they still are black. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. 079-994-993. Now the number for be part of the Epic Morning Show. We'll take 3 more calls and try for up to 4 segments of. Hello, good morning. Come on, you get your TV set, yeah?
Good morning.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I like you to cover one time.
All right, Elijah, go ahead.
Good morning to the Honorable Studio. I want to tell and thank you for the clarification.
Okay.
I just want to ask Honorable Alaji Alpha Khan, if somebody they are claiming at a philanthropist in a neighborhood, but in between a way to be sleep angry, he die or person die with angry. That person is working for many call a philanthropist or they for call somebody a wicked person. So in the coming to the issue of the president being an international community, then back home, things that happen is very bad when they suffer, like the thing nobody push. The economy is in shambles when they suffer every day. Everything is bad up. They go and be investor achieve shallow, everything is alright. They talk about how they now we get cohesion, people they get inclusion. things the way they far from reality. Is that anything they were good or say about it? For me, it is not.
Okay.
So, for summarize them, now we listen what President Trump in last paragraph, not compare to what President Joe say. What is that for all leaders for put the people before in the running of the country, make them make the people life better, so that the people that will left for the run away and the country for go to Europe, America. Then we compare that one and see.
Thank you.
What they call good leadership. Because it's a good leadership, not about who get the loudest voice in the room, I would get the clearest voice for justice. It's leadership to
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much. You exceeded 1 minute. So we'll take 2 more calls and try to follow up the 4 segments up. 079-994-993. Now the number for be part of the Epic Money Show. Logo online and pick another call. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you call from, please?
Yeah, Mohammed. I call from Cambia.
Oh, it's Mohammed. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, presenter. Well, some people not able to get the line where you the two and Usai Alpha can they come out, so then they confuse the whole thing. Anyway, you do very well. Me not the understanding because I listen carefully. I know Usai they come out and Usai Alpha can they come out, and you try to give them a platform for make people they understand them well, and then for they understand yourself well. But then this particular thing where you talk about the reality, where you talk about Alpha cannot try for behind. Then statistics the way it bring come, not to the reality on the ground. And that means to say, not to the reality on the ground, and then they feel for address the reality on the ground.
All right, thank you so very much. We'll take our last lucky caller, or last caller to put it, and Honorable Alpha can go respond to we callers in 079994993. We'll go line again and pick another call or last call already. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name inside the call. Come again?
First of all, I tell you that thank you. We bring Canadian program now.
Okay.
And the past 7 years, you tell you thank you. We don't come sensitize people then. Because you have people that want to care about this Yenga issue about politics. Way the Yenga issue began start way back. And we believe in the blessing of President Bill and Alpha Kande, who didn't know about Yenga issue, it was solved. Not go to the president. He gave a very good speech. Now we know more Salomon, I don't know who said the angle Salomon, the illiteracy rate is too high and the understanding. But President Bill talk for everybody in Africa. But Yenga issue, not to hand for Congo, let people understand. Come to an education. Kudos to this government. People that were picking in a private school and they take phone, they call on the radio. Now would our government say make you send picking a private school? Now make government get school. The school fees now government they pay. School charges in day. What do they want to let this government do now? We get away for start. Now start we don't start. People they want everything complete now.
Thank you so very much, and we'll not take any more call again. Honorable Alpha, can you don't listen to we callers them? Then they are going to get stand later. We'll give you opportunity for make you respond to we callers them. I'll give 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Thank you. I think the first pertinent caller, the caller number 2, I've not been getting him. It says Sierra Leone not represented at the UNGA. At the General Assembly, America, the UN, they say the president not for allow Yanda a good talk, but Yenga he didn't do that. They say President Kababinde, be allow structures and all that in that place. And now let me say this: when we get with difficulties now, the Guineans first come. Good neighbor, better pass, far away fumble. So always keep your good neighbor. So what you want for let we do? Where they don't go do this? You want let we go fet? When we fet, they scatter, not to Yenga, they stop. They can free town. They go Bo, the world they go put local. If they go outside, none of you go get opportunity for students at this country. So President get for manage the situation, where it's still manageable. For we able to do them at a diplomatic level. And it didn't in table na ECOWAS. He getting members of the authority and all that. He don't tell them and say there's an ECOWAS standby force. He not talk say they go fight. But he don't talk and say there's a standby force. We then call. So make we know that. And Commander Jibo from Waterloo, Sabiubo, Mina the apprentice. Then now Mina navigator. So the point we raise about the kush, yes, we all realize. But you they see them picky so you they report them na police, you they go na police, then go round them up, we go carry them go na Hastings, we get a rehabilitation center there. And then if when police interview them people so they're able to know who that then they get them from. And that way you can trace back how this thing works. So Commander Jibo, I think you should get boku work for do pandis. And when I come Watalo, I go ask for you. I don't forget to say it now, but I go ask for you. Make we go do it. Noah from Kisi, he said government is doing well in FQSE, that is the free quality school education. I agree with you, and that we are doing well because everything, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. We don't take the first few steps. We are moving along. And then Ahmed from Dwazak, okay, you talk about piloting and all that kind of thing. You will address that. Anamta, you say, Echi na chairman of ECOWAS. You know, go Tinapia and I talk say, as a chairman, I don't fail. When you know, even look at the report where the ECOWAS monitoring committee, oversight committee, you know, look at it, you go talk about that in it. They will say, well, you're a failed president, you're a failed chairman. He will not do that. The matter then in table. If you fail, it will go to the African Union. I don't tell you now. From there, before you go to the UN, from there, there's the ICJ, International Court of Justice, in which we also have judges. Justice Miata Sambadede, and now we are trying to get Professor Charles Jallo for making safe good in that place there. The IMEC president, they talk about that. So the PR, yeah, say Parliament for get inclusion and all that. Yeah, we already have that in Parliament. But because they talk about president and government, they exclude people. Now I make the president, they suggest say, this PR, let no left na parliament, let go up to executive. So that every party will get a certain number of votes, where people they know see this is a real party, it must get seat at the table, in the cabinet, at the public service. Are they able not done it?
I give 1 minute.
Okay. The Alaji Mansare talks about philanthropy and neighbors and all that. They say president don't left in people and where they go. Whose country will they sit all man full every day? No, there are those where able get, there are those where they get small, there are others where also they struggle. So government, they put all this agenda of this agenda where put the fit salon agenda for help with all that and all the education and all that what they do now for let people they're able to serve themselves. I talked about one example yesterday, and I'll say it here again. I encourage the young people who they left university with skills. Okay. I get 3 people. Rashid Sharif, Rashid Sise, Makeni, mining engineer. Sheikh Bao, Bo, mining engineer. And Samuel Kamara, Kenema, mining engineer. Wait, they mean they work in a rutile. They sacked them. You know what they did? They set up their own rutile mining company. They're employing over 1,000 people. And in 2022, they pay more revenue to government past even the Sarah rutile. And they employ over 1,000 of their own people there. There. So when people get together, this entrepreneurship is important for let we begin to think about how we can create jobs rather than just be job seekers.
Thank you so very much, Alpha Khan. And thank you to our beautiful callers. I mean, everybody gets how it wants to get information from somebody with the interview, and whether it's about dominating or not dominating, well, it's about everybody getting right to your opinion. It's something that I will not respond to, but you can actually be the decision, or you can actually make a decision whether Alpha Khan was saying the truth or not, whether he be saying the truth or not. So you can decide on that day. But I think if you interject with somebody to talk, the information will come out clear. And I guess we don't get then comments. They allow this person to make comment. And Alpha Khan can attest to the fact that he's one kind person we one for build on the premises, we one for answer question. So you get for on the time for make actually explain himself and reach at a particular point. Though at some point you could take that too long, which of course may get that understanding there, and we talked about it. But well, everybody get entitled to your opinion. So if you feel like Alpha Khan said that is the pilot, meaning that now host the show, I mean, it's your own, definition about what you mean by pilot. It therefore be contextual meaning, whether Alpha Khan gets your own meaning about that. I think you want to say something quickly.
Yes, thank you. My last words. This issue about APC wanting to get SLPP out of power, SLPP wanting to get APC out of power, now they bring the push and pull in this country. The winner takes all.
Thank you.
Somebody to get 49%, or get 50%.
I also have a point.
So what I want to talk about here, Austria, from 1959. Now share and they share all the parties.
So
Germany, the same thing. The present Chancellor, 28%. All right, and then Northern Ireland. So we president is saying, let us do that together.
Thank you so very much.
Let us write our own book. So to other people, the book where they write.